The great critique of this place, Davos, is that it's completely cut off from the real world. Down there, people face a cost of living crisis. Up here, not so much. Even so, inflation and energy are still at the top of the agenda. Ask the presidents of Latvia and Lithuania, where they're battling 20% plus inflation.
The inflation is one of the highest in Europe, in Latvia, but is going down already in the last months of 22. And we're expecting that in 23 we will have a much more lower inflation as 22.
Yes, of course, inflation remains high, and you know that inflation in Lithuania is still above 20%. But we see some signs of stabilization, and very likely that we will see the reduction of inflation rate in the second half of the year.
And in a way, that message that things are slightly improving might just be the main economic takeaway from Davos. Surprising as it might sound, the noises coming out of the World Economic Forum are actually quite positive. Growth a bit stronger, inflation a bit weaker than those previous miserable forecasts. But of course, that all depends on it not being too cold in Europe this winter and, crucially, on its supply of energy. And there's good news on that front too. The Ukrainian national gas company has just sealed a deal here in Davos to secure its energy supplies for the winter.
12 million of Ukrainian households will receive natural gas this winter. It is very important to secure appropriate volumes of gas. And I'm happy to announce that we have reached all appropriate agreements with our partners and allies to secure that volume for this winter.
Even so, for Europe, the continent most affected by the price shock, there is no time to waste.
For a lot of time, we haven't paid enough attention to where we get our critical raw material and commodities from, including energy. And we had COVID, then we had the war, and now we need to, I think this wake-up call has worked. So there's huge diversification going on in terms of countries, they're supplying energy, and in terms of what type of energy one is using.
The problem is that shifting these things takes time, and it can take even longer for the benefits to trickle down into our homes, our pockets and our lives. Ed Conway, Sky News in Davos.